Let's quickly have a conversation about Shopify. Obviously, Shopify is the world's most popular e-commerce platform, but the question is it really the best? So in today's conversation, I really want to answer that question, okay? So here's an overview I really want you to pay attention to. So Shopify remains, in our view, a best-in-class online store builder, no questions asked, because Shopify lets you sell in more ways than just about any competing solution out there. And it's a particularly great option for drop shipping, point of sale, and multi-currency selling. Okay. And there are some cons. I'll talk about Shopify's cons later on, but overall, this tool has more pros than cons. Okay. And what we love about Shopify is that they're constantly adding templates. They're constantly adding plugins. They're constantly like revamping their app marketplace. Okay. So whether you're a beginner, whether you're an experienced online seller, whether you are trying to sell products online or offline, you can rely on Shopify. As a matter of fact, a lot of folks, when they think about Shopify, they only think about the online store, the e-commerce platforms. But nowadays, Shopify provides a constellation of services, either primary to its online platform offer, or ancillary to it. Okay, for example, the POS, the point of sale feature, that's really great for retailers when it comes to collecting cash payments. This is kind of cool. Now, overall, I need to emphasize the fact that Shopify does remain a SaaS offer. In other words, a software as a service offer. So, in other words, it is a hosted solution, meaning what? It runs on its own servers, and you don't have to buy web hosting or install any software to use it. If you think, for example, this is kind of contrary to Ecommerce, for example, which is software you need to download. But Shopify is different. Okay, you build and manage your Shopify store in a web browser. So as long as you have access to the internet, you can run a Shopify business from any location. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now let me just quickly go through the pros and cons. Some of the pros and cons. Okay, some of the pros and cons here. Some of the pros, it's very easy to use. You have attractive templates. You have a large constellation of capabilities and functions and plugins. Okay, in terms of the cons, you have like the pricing sometimes can be confusing, and you also have on certain payment plans you do have limited functionality. So those are things you need to think about. Let's talk about the pricing. So I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for Shopify as of the date of this show. So there are 5 main Shopify pricing plans. I mean, they do change the pricing tiers from time to time, but as of the date of this show, you have 4 or 5. The starter, the basic, the Shopify plan, the advanced plan, and the Shopify Plus plan, which is really which starts at around $2,000 per month. And here you can, if you are interested in the Shopify plan, you need the Shopify Plus plan. You need to contact Shopify because this involves custom pricing. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about Shopify. I'm giving you an in-depth Shopify review. I'm going as granular as possible so you have a clear idea of what you're getting yourself into if you decide to buy Shopify, if you decide to not to buy, if you decide to sign up with this service. Okay. And one thing I need to say here is that when we talk about the Shopify plans, you have the differences revolve around things like point of sale features, staff accounts, reporting tools, whether you want to have basic reporting tools or you want to have sophisticated reporting tools. Okay. E-commerce automations. So you have the option to automate aspects of your marketing and fulfillment processes, and third-party real-time carrier shipping, transaction credit card fees, shipping discounts, international selling features. So those are really important elements you need to think about, okay? And one thing that you need to remember here is that with Shopify, no matter the plan that you choose, you want to have access to a fully featured standalone online store, okay? So you're able to actually get right off the bat to get online right off the bat. So this is important to think about that, because it's not about just I want to go through the 2-week free trial and then I'm going to go with the cheapest plan on Shopify. The question is, what do I need to make my online store a success? And based on what I need to find the resources that are offered by the Shopify plan so that I can reach my goal. Okay. And so you also need to think about whether or not you want to have access to a completely free or completely convenient drag and drop checkout editor. Okay, you want to have a guaranteed server uptime. You want to host and manage 10 stores using one account. This is what Shopify Plus plan offers. Let me now talk to you about the sales capture process in Shopify. This is really important because, as I said, Shopify allows you to capture sales not only online but also offline. Okay, and because offline they do have the POS functionality, the point of sale functionality that allows you to really think when you really think about it, it allows you to generate revenue overall, to increase your revenue overall. So accepting credit cards using Shopify is pretty easy. There are two ways to accept credit card payments with Shopify. So first, with Shopify Payments, it's built-in payment processing system, or by using a third-party payment gateway like PayPal or Stripe. Okay, so it really depends on what you want to really go for. The cheapest and easiest payment processing option for users in countries where it is supported is to use Shopify Payments. Okay, if you use this, you don't have to pay any transaction fees at all on any plan except the starter one. And if you use other payment gateways, then you're gonna have to pay something. Okay, this is where basically you're actually revolving around a third-party payment gateway. And so there are on Shopify there are over 100 to choose from Stripe to PayPal to Authorize.net. So and on that you're gonna have to pay a certain fee. You're going to have to pay also a transaction fee. Okay. However, I want you to note that Shopify Payments is only available to users based in certain countries and territories. Okay. Namely, you have Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada. You have a Czech Republic. You have Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, New Zealand, Portugal, Romania, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, and United States. So you really have those elements. And one thing I also need to say here is that you also have a Shopify point of sale. That's what I just said before. And it's just the fact that, Shopify does have a point of sale functionality and hardware process that is very strong also. So Shopify's POS system lets you use the platform to sell not just online but in physical locations too. So a wide range of hardware is available to purchase: card readers, barcode scanners, tills, receipt printers to help you do this. So this is totally possible here. And also, you can actually accept multiple currencies in Shopify. This is an important element to mention, because if you're selling in the States, okay, that's fine. But if you want to have a more global sort of a business model, then you need to be able to display prices and facilitate checkouts in local currencies so that you can improve sales rates considerably, right? Your conversion rate will go up like crazy. And unlike several well-known e-commerce solutions, notably Squarespace and Wix, Shopify lets you do this very easily, okay? So this is kind of cool. And you are able to build a multilingual website with Shopify also. So this is, again, Shopify is really staying true to its mission to allow you to thrive globally, okay? Not just in the States or not just in your home country, but also globally, because Shopify from the get-go has thought about the world as a global marketplace, okay? Not just for e-commerce transaction, but also for e-commerce payments, e-commerce arrangements, anything, shipments, and all that kind of stuff, okay? So you also have, you need to know about Shopify Markets, which is really a great way to start revamping your global selling, okay? Shopify Markets allow you to really define selling areas, in other words, markets based on country or groups of countries. You can then manage currencies, languages, local domains, and payment processors for those markets all in one place. It's just kind of cool because, again, this goes back to Shopify trying to centralize everything for you. And the abandoned cart recovery feature is also great in Shopify because you are able to identify users who actually go part of the way through a purchase only to change their mind about it and contact them with an encouragement to complete their purchase, usually a discount code. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And what we love about Shopify here is that Shopify is able to constantly revamp its offer when it comes to abandoned cart recovery, like basically helping you the online seller, giving you the tools and processes you need to actually resuscitate, if you will, to resuscitate that sort of lethargic or dead sale. Okay, and one thing you need to really understand here is that everything is done automatically, nothing is done manually. Let me talk to you about Shopify themes, okay? I mean, everybody talks about Shopify themes. Are they really that good? Let's have a convo about that. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation, today's topic. I am talking to you about Shopify. I'm giving you an in-depth review of Shopify, okay? So when we talk about Shopify, first of all, let me just say one thing. Shopify's themes are great, but they're not as great as Squarespace's. Squarespace has wonderful themes, but Shopify themes are not as many as Wix's. Wix has about 1,800 to 1,000 templates. Okay, so Shopify is right in the middle with 300 themes. Okay, and Shopify does provide 11 free e-commerce templates that you can use as a starting point for your store design. Okay. And so this is kind of cool. Now, if you want to actually have something more sophisticated, you're going to have to get a paid template from Shopify. Okay. But again, the good thing is that in the Shopify theme store, you can browse all of the free and paid templates using a range of filters, including the theme price, the industry type, the catalog size, and the template features that you want to go after. Okay, so this is kind of cool because we love the flexibility here. We love the ability to adapt to changing markets, to changing economic trends. So you're able to, like, using those filters that I just spoke about, you are able to find a suitable theme for your store without too much difficulty. Some of the filters available to you will help you choose the Shopify theme in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of the functionality, in terms of the convenience also. Okay, you can browse all the Shopify themes on Shopify website. So overall, this is a great tool in our view. And one thing worth considering when deciding on a theme is whether or not it is officially supported by Shopify. And I mentioned here, and I want to emphasize here, officially, okay? Because you don't want to buy a Shopify theme only to realize later on that it's coming from a third-party provider, and that third-party provider has not actually worked out a deal with Shopify, and it's not supported. All the free themes are. But if you use a premium template, you may occasionally need to contact the developer who designed it for help with activation or customization queries. Okay, so those are things you need to think about beforehand. What about the interface? Let's talk about the interface here. So now, when we talk about interface and ease of use, Shopify is fairly easy to use. It's got a modern and intuitive interface and provides a generally good user experience. Okay, so in common with many contemporary other CMS functionalities, you are able to see a menu on the left that allows you to access features or content which you can then configure or edit on the right. Okay, so the Shopify interface, as with a lot of content management system, is kind of user friendly. It's very, like, the UX there is fantastic. The interface lets you set up and manage a variety of sales channels, the different platforms where you sell your products. Okay, key ones include an online store, Facebook, buy button, Instagram, Shopify's shop channel, and wholesale. So you can see that you have a constellation of tools here, and the content layout is kind of cool. And Shopify is constantly introducing new theme formats. Okay, so online the content layout is really cool here. And in terms of product images, fantastic. If you upload, let's say if you upload images to Shopify with different aspect ratios, they won't be cropped automatically to a uniform ratio. In other words, your product catalogs will consist of a series of differently shipped images, something that can impact negatively on your store design. But you can get around this problem by cropping all of your images to a uniform ratio using a photo editing app like Canva or Photoshop before you upload them, or afterwards using Shopify's built-in photo editor. Okay, so this is kind of important to really keep in mind. And one thing I want to say here is that although Shopify gives you access to a photo editor that lets you manually crop your images to consistent ratio, it would be better if this could be done automatically. This is something that Shopify hasn't done so far. Maybe this is not their priority right now, but we know that the tool is constantly being edited, constantly being improved. So maybe sooner or later they will find a solution for that. Okay. And one thing I want to say before closing on this section here is that when we talk about the interface, when we talk about the ease of use, you need to really remember that it's very easy to use Shopify, no matter the plan you're on. Even if you're on the free plan, you can still use the service, not a problem. Let's just quickly talk about product display. Okay, this is product display is an important element. Here I'm talking about importing and exporting, right? So Shopify allows you to import the product data from a CSV file. This is basically a spreadsheet format where data is separated by commas, okay? And this can be up to 15 megabytes in size. So this is kind of cool. And when we talk about, we're speaking about using like the goal here is what? The goal here is to make sure that your product data is accurate and continually updated. Now, if you can have a third-party plugin to actually help you automate the whole process, so you don't have to constantly download and like re-download and upload or whatever. There are a lot of apps that actually help you do that very quickly and automatically. Okay, and when you have to work with the product variants and options in Shopify, it's very easy. Shopify allows you to create up to 100 different variants of a single product, okay? However, out of the box, these variants can only involve 3 product options. So something you need to be aware of. And you can actually use Shopify product categories and collections, okay? You have here a sophisticated, setup here that allows you to get things done real quick. And this is kind of cool in terms of making sure that you are able to constantly change the relationship that you have between your product categories and the collections. Okay, and again, because the bottom line here is to make sure that you are boosting your sales continually. In terms of shipping products, you have a lot of settings that you can choose. In Shopify, you can choose free shipping rates, flat rates, price-based rates, weight-based rates, local delivery, pickup rates, calculated real-time shipping rates. So it really depends on what's really working for you at the end of the day. And also, what we love about Shopify is that you have custom fields and file uploads. So here you are able to really have you're able to customize your shipping strategy, your shipping data to make sure that it fits what your customer is looking for and what your store also is standing for. Okay. And in terms of SEO and Shopify, fantastic, really fantastic. Nothing to say here. Shopify has all the functionalities you need to have your SEO really ready to go. And the App Store on Shopify is just fantastic. It has a constellation of apps. It's just mind-blowing and just wonderful. So what about the extras? We are going to close today's conversation. The extras are really important also. So there are a lot of extras in Shopify. For example, email marketing in Shopify is just great. You have the Shopify email service, which is really wonderful, so that you are able to send newsletters to e-newsletters to your email list, so you can generate sales. Okay, and you can drop ship with Shopify, not a problem. You might need to have third-party apps like AliExpress, like Pockets, like Modellist, like Doba. Okay, but it is totally possible. Tax rules and VAT mods in Shopify are also possible. You have automatic tax calculations. You have VAT months that's really fully supported. You can sell digital products through Shopify, and in terms of reporting, it's just fantastic. Also, you have a great reporting tool in Shopify in terms of sales reports, customer reports, marketing reports, search data reports, finance reports, abandoned carts reports. So again, whole thing here is that you can do a lot with Shopify. You can blog, you can actually manage your Shopify store on a mobile device. And at the end of the day, GDPR compliance is also possible, not a problem at all. So at the end of the day, you do have access to a constellation of services that allow you to really get the best of the best when it comes to Shopify. One thing I also need to say here is that, our verdict is that Shopify is great. It's a great tool for you. It's one of the best hosted solutions for those wishing to create an online store right off the bat, and arguably the best for anyone who wants to use one product to sell online and in a physical location because of the POS functionality. Okay, now you have to be very clear about what really works for you. Okay, and so what's the best value when it comes to the Shopify plans? It really depends on your selling requirements. But for us, the sweet spot is probably the mid-tier Shopify plan because it gives you the bulk of functionality you need for an online store, including professional reports, full control over multi-currency payments, and store translation features. Okay. Now, Shopify does charge transaction fees. Okay. You can avoid those transaction fees by using Shopify's built-in payment gateway, Shopify Payments. Okay. However, if you use a third-party payment gateway, Shopify charges you a transaction fee of between 0.5% and 2% depending on your plan. So you got to really think deep before actually switching to a third party. The bottom line is that Shopify wants to keep the money in the house, and this just makes sense. They want to make sure that they are making money off of your transactions because they are the one who are facilitating a lot of the things. So overall, our opinion is just to go with the mid-tier plan, and then always choose Shopify for your payment. Okay, that way you save money. They make money. You save money. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I actually talked to you in depth about Shopify. I give you a review. I spoke to you about the overview, the pricing, the sales capture, the themes, the interface, the product display. We had a quick conversation about the extras. Okay, I gave you some info about our verdict, and also explained to you whether or not you should go with this tool or not. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.